Now, Joe Biden gave a speech on Memorial Day. After that, had this encounter with a reporter, number 46.
And there's also been a lot of discussion recently about your mental and physical capabilities while you were in office.
You can see that. I'm mentally incompetent and I can't walk and I can beat the hell out of both of them.
Well, do you want to reply to any of those reports, and also to the fact that there are some Democrats who are now questioning whether you should have run for re-election in the first place?
Why didn't they run against me then? Because I'd have beaten them.
Do you have any regrets?
No.
Now, David Hogg was elected vice chair of the DNC, although now because of their DEI requirements, it's not clear whether or not he's going to keep his position. But he told Project Veritas undercover tape who really ran the White House, the former chief of staff for Dr. Jill Biden, number 21.
Yes,
nice to meet you. Yeah.
Off the record, of course.
Foundational question for me is, like, how corrupt is the DNC if so many people knew, or few people knew about Biden, well, the president of the United States?
I mean, I think the fact of the matter is the DNC is always going to be like a campaign arm of the president, ultimately. The bigger issue was like the inner circle that was around Biden. That's it.
And I can't stress to you enough.
Like Joe Biden's chief of staff, like, had an enormous amount of power.
Joe Biden?
Jill Biden's chief of staff.
That was like an open secret at the level. Like, I would avoid him. Like, he was scary.
What was his name?
Anthony Trump.
I've never seen him.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
He's like a shadowy, like, Wizard of Oz type figure. That's what made him so, like, I knew how he looked, but I'm like, the general public wouldn't know how this man looked. But he wielded an enormous amount of power, and I can't stress to you how much power he had at the White House.
The chief of staff of Dr. Jill Biden. This is a co-author of the book alleging there was a massive cover-up of Biden's mental decline by the Biden White House. Number 33.
You know, I think your diagnosis of sort of what was happening is much more on target than a lot of what sort of, I guess, you like right wing or other independent conservative media, which is that, you know, they believe that it's all liberal media and there's like much more of an ideological, mission, like United Conspiracy. And I do think in some cases, some reporters let their ideological leanings like affect their reporting. But I do agree that I think the groupthink that sets in among Washington and the self-reinforcing and the intimidation by the White House and by feeling like you're ostracized, not just by potential sources and potentially losing access, but also by like your peers and colleagues who are like giving you side eye, I do think is like, listen, it made me doubt myself, right? I mean, I wasn't making it up. Like, sources were telling me that he was struggling. So.
And Texas Senator John Cornyn on Senate hearings investigating Biden's decline, number 35.
Well, we need to get past the failures of the media, which were legend, as you pointed out, or the political issue of were you for Biden or against Biden. This is about a constitutional crisis where we basically have an mentally incompetent president who's not in charge. So the question is, who is in charge? Whose finger is on the nuclear button or has the nuclear codes? Who can declare war? How do we defend the nation when we have basically an absent president? And those are constitutional issues we need to address and correct.